this is Define Thy, where we define thy path of our character. Now, before we go adding on to new little things onto this laptop from the games we're going to play, I want to thank soloPAW for sponsoring today's episode, as well as Bitcoin Live DB Network. Now, if you haven't heard of soloPAW, well, they're like a little black book that's made from stone paper. So they are going to be fade resistant, tear resistant, and water resistant. So you know the info and secrets you store in your little soloPAW will last and survive whatever you throw at it. I personally have a soloPAW, and I use it for my website, info, email, general contacts, passwords, crypto keys, among other things I want to keep offline and off my computer. So these little black books are pocket sized and ready to be by your side regardless of the adventure you have in real life or online. Now use the code on your screen, BitcoinLive20, to get 20% off your purchase today of the soloPAW's website. Because yes, they are available all over the place like Walmart and other things, but using the QR will take you to the website where you can use BitcoinLive20 to get 20% off today. Now throughout today's episode, you're going to see this little special little pop-up come in, and we're actually going to transfer the entire thing down there. So that way, while you're watching, don't be afraid to go ahead and scan the QR and shop while I play. And remember, use BitcoinLive20 to get 20% off today.
What up, everybody? Alright, so we are in like Flynn. You're probably wondering, wait, what the hell? Why is Definy Thy Path? I thought we're supposed to be doing 3D change perspectives. And this is normally what would happen right now, but I'm taking a quick break from that for about 4 episodes. This is the first episode, taking a break. So we're playing the game instead. Now, so you heard the intro we have going. I got the chat up. I don't see. Okay, there's my end of the chat. Let's see. Where's mine at? Oh, my chat. Let's see. Hello. Okay. 1 second. I gotta tell OBS to stay above other things. Okay, there we go. Now I can see you in the chat. So if you're there and you want to say hello, you can. It's all good. Now we're going to go ahead and bring up a couple of things. Let's see. My mouse. Yeah, you might want to know about that. Okay. Oh, yeah, the game. Duh. Alright, today we're going to be playing Megabonk. We basically have a setup that is very similar to last time. This time we can play it on any character. And we're still basically using the same setup, or shotgun dice. And then if we already have aura, then we're using blood magic. And if we already have dice, then okay, you get it. So there's an alternative, but I guess the tomes are gonna basically be the setup is. It's going to be the blood steal, it's going to be the HP, and it's going to be quantity. That's the basic blood thing. So then there's always the fourth option. Now, last time we were doing thorns, but we've been playing around with just picking different things. You see, we have armor, we have thorns, so we're just picking different things for the last one. But the most one that we'll probably do is cooldown. We'll probably do that quite often. But we're going to get the music going. And then we're just going to go ahead and get into it. So first off, we're going to do Nukem Blood Tank with a theme. In command with a bolus plus a motor. I can make you think I'm invisible. I can punch you like a tank, it's unleavable. Like my shells don't blink, I'm inconceivably unstoppable. So liable back with a big biz. I never lack, but you tiger won't attack this stream. And my eyes on you ensure you stand. You're inferior and just now. Alright, I'm gonna wait for like this song at least. Hold on a second. There it is. Well then, why not?
The gentleman will drop piggyback slap, brought it hard, but I'll stack this rap and give us a backslap. Cheater, I thought you were a cross call. Gotta be a future recall. Now your hubby has to take the fall, even though you could just draw that damn staff. I'm a true psychopath. Hit it when it's more in the mumras on me. You cast, we despise complicating our journey. But soon you'll realize we're decapitating bodies, killing all who's against mumras on me.
Can I back up? You're just trying to stay away from the dump, or do you wanna be turned into a stump? I can hit 120 for real. My cause a red leak, so go ahead and blink.
So I'm still keeping the same setup where we go to the corner, and then we spiral to the middle.
To make you guess, but you cannot win, so go live in the dark wind. Much of my time thinking, questioning, choosing, but it was consuming. Now I choose you to get a kick and return to your sky. Letters, you know, mom write letters and leave us be. You haters.
Look who's on the track to help with some mumbling rats. Kid, not cat, cruising on our skateboards, dropping smoke balls like zombie hordes, removing plugs from your skyboard.
How was that kid scratch? To us, you're alright. Now let's take out the trash. Caterpillar's tail smoke to the eyes that cause your fear. Swing at me a little bite, touch your hair that I can use slick to get out of here.
I'm older than lion, old, not a young punk cold. Unless you as a living, then I have a tail. And I'm like seven, the only thing that should be is you cannot defeat me, Rick and Bass. And then you cannot find me. One down, one rolling back above me, slide falling all around me. My ball rolling just enough to drop you tough and rough so I can tie you down. With stars floating around your crown. Adicus the monkey in here did the big drop, give you scared. Your sky cutting his hair, where it look better if I wasn't always crashing, twitching and bashing, ape like the big fight. But I'm sky dropping souls legendary to make my name legendary. Then I'm reversing vegetarian.
Pick up some pickup range, just get that cooldown. Now I'm trying my hardest. It's really hard for me to not automatically do this, but I'm trying to purposely pick things on those charged ones that I won't have the tome for. Like, I won't get the tome for it, so those are the ones I'm trying to pick. I mean, it's the whole, it's like pretty much the whole Thundercats group. One of the main characters, good guys. Not the main good bad guys, there's a lot of main bad guys. I was not feeling that one. F it, let's just go with straight up Chad first. That's what it is. We weren't doing Chad to start. Let's go Chad. Near corner, perfect. Oh snap, hold on a second, we're gonna... you see what I see? Running. And to be honest, when you're doing a lot of running, having like your character either start at a corner or start with the boss portal near you, where you can see it or whatever, both of those are a good start. Armor it is, armor. Alright. Alright, well, I know, like, I'm taking a break, trying to figure out where we're gonna go. With 3D change perspectives, like, what's next or whatever. I guess a lot lately I've been doing a lot of stuff on AI and the use of AI and stuff like that, more than I really have been doing the crypto stuff, or been covering crypto stuff. But I don't know, I feel like nowadays more than ever there's some kind of mixture of the two. So like I feel like maybe either I need to be looking at expanding the topics I do review or whatever, or I don't know. But one of the things that's causing me to do that, I guess, was some project thing that just kind of like slide on his face, and just kind of like I don't know, like A to B type thing, like it made me like, oh, da. And then, you know, like, well, no, it's like, you know, I don't know, like, I guess I eventually came to, like, pretty quickly, I guess, compared to normal. And then I was like, well, let's just try this again, different. Like, just, you know, like, I guess the biggest thing I was noticing is, like, the complaints were, oh, I'm using special processes, oh, this isn't a standard, you know, things like that. And I was like, so much fun. But then I leaned into it. I you know, like I said, I did one that's standard, no special processes, but it is still the same, whatever. And you know, that really made me think. That worked out. Like, I mean, I submitted it, whatever. I don't really think anyone noticed. Well, you know what? I might do us good right now. But, so I was like, you know, fuck it, blah 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 blah. And then I was just thinking, I was like, well, because the ideal thing that I was doing was I was working on a project for myself, and I was doing something in the project, and I thought, hey, you know, this would be really something that could actually follow me. I don't know, help other blockchains, help actual stuff. And we're gonna change it up a little bit. We'll go back in a second to a different one. We're gonna change this one real fast. I just like literally like one random one this. But I was like, I was thinking that I was like, what chain could potentially use what I'm doing the most? Like, what could like go, oh yeah, totally use that for X, Y, Z reason. And I was like, you know, Bitcoin Cash kind of has this larger allowance, you know, P return in general and all this other stuff. And I have a unique process that takes quantum, post-quantum cryptography outputs and makes it really small for Sphinx Plus, specifically Sphinx Plus. And so, like, I was like, you know, the side that my Sphinx Plus thing works at, the output is fully like it's like fully within size limitations for Bitcoin Cash, and that's a positive. So I thought, but doing that made me look at the whole process slightly different of what I'm really doing. And so then I was like, well, I want to take this and I want to really push it to the next level. And I just basically was like, I want to make this like top-notch. That's what I was thinking. And I want to use it for a video game. You know, in my perspective, post-quantum mechanics uses the most amount of, it leverages a lot of stuff that developers, app makers, game designers, game makers, all these different people, they rely on a lot of stupid processes to ensure certain things like DRM and no cheating and all this other stuff. And I'm like, well, we can use post-quantum mechanics to like ensure this shit we put in works, so we don't have to have like a process that checks its process and things like that. You know, we can just have like a more simplified DRM where if the cryptography is solved, if the handshake works, then it works, right? The ideal there. And I have like a Python game thing. I mean, it's a game, but the way the game works is it builds the game generatively. So it's got like a generative map making system. It also accepts straight up like make your own maps and stuff, right? So it has this thing where basically the database controls the output on the game. It's a template. It's a game template that is a game. And that was, I thought, was stupid cool, but apparently everyone else doesn't give a shit. But, well, I'm like, well, based on this setup, I could develop just like a money system that this database ran. And so then I was like, well, what if I have a way, hypothetically, what if there's a way to view value directly into objects? Like, in like the grander scheme of technology, digitalization, and things like that, anything can have a value. Anything. And a lot of times I have used like web value systems and stuff to put in secondary code network, objects, whatever. Basically, like we put in little value indicators or numbers that when we see specific numbers in that value, we know it means specific things, and then we can use that as like a pointer, basically. So I was like, well, what if we abuse pointers as values? Like, I mean, what if we did the opposite of that, basically? And there is a scheme system or whatever where you can like basically take items and imbue these items digitally with metadata, right? And that's the best way to do it. What I'm actually talking about is a bit higher level treatment stuff, but that's the most generic way to say it. And I'm like, okay, well, if we can just, if we can just imbue these types of metadata, I can just say, well, this is price, this is the value. So something can have a price, but the value of that item could be more or lower than that price, right? So now we can create an active market, because now we can have a way for one to affect the other. We can have an average, medium, and all these other different things. We can have like ways for NPCs to automatically adjust their prices on the fly. Like legitimately, you could do per purchase price change, where you purchase something and you go to buy it again. Well, it's already changed the price. Like those kind of things, right? Simple things, game mechanic things that in actual game mechanics, sometimes that's stupid amounts of code to just ensure that happens, right? But with this, it could be built into an item, and then it's just a series. It's just math after that to figure out, okay, what is the actual blah blah blah, whatever, it's just math. And so it's like, okay, that should simplify some. And so then I was like, well, in order to do this, I need to do one really specific thing. I need to be able to verify something. Like, I need to have some kind of zero proof system, basically. I need to, I've been working with false zero proofs for a while, 3 or 4 years now. So I was like, well, let's use this knowledge that I've been fucking with, and let's use real zero knowledge proof stuff. It's like, do some real shit. And so the ideal here is I wanted to be able to accept an offline transaction, okay? And be able to fully transfer the, create the trans, full meetup with UTXO and everything at the end of it. But I don't want either party to know anything about what's inside of anything. Like, you're not allowed to know anything. But at the same time, you got to be able to verify it, right? So that's always been like the thing in my mind. That's kind of like, I know there's ways to do certain things about this, whatever. So I kind of was like, let's really look into it. And we're talking about Peterson things, right? Like Litecoin, I think, like Hero, this, and I can't say I've fucked with them, but like in a way I kind of have. Like I can't explain it, but it's like there was a time where you could really fuck with Ring CT because of Peterson commitments, and you could falsify things and get stuff that looked, basically you could have a validatable, falsified patch is what it came down to. And that's something that I always didn't like about Peterson. This type of technology with a possibility that falsified, like false verified stuff. Now, here's what up, bros, roadkill. Yo, my man, what up? How you doing, bro? How you doing? Talking about some stuff we're working on. We're not doing 3D change perspectives today. We're doing this. We're just gonna do this for a little bit while I get some stuff situated on what we got there. But I was just saying, like, I knew that there was this issue with people's commitments, so I didn't really want to fuck with it. No, now I'm like, I need to fuck with it. I need to look into it. I actually gotta do something, like, fuck. And I was looking into Falcon heavier, and I could see like this quantum mechanic Falcon thing. You can see Falcon was like broken. Like I got an episode of 3D Change Perspectives, look at it, whatever. I'm pretty sure Rotel's already seen it. I'm sure he was in the chat when we talked about it. But I was like going over the three major QQC's pick, whatever. And the very first one was the Kyber one, and I looked at the specs of the Kyber, and I was like, oh, this one's fucked. They're spec too low. This one's so fucked, dude. Don't even trust this one. It's just bullshit. And it really is. Kyber, to me, is absolute trash. I hate Kyber. Sure, it does the job. Yeah, it's trash. I don't give a fuck who you are, man. It sucks. Like, when it comes to, like, hashing and stuff like that, the cryptography part of it, it's solid, but it's simple. And that, some way you can say, oh, well, simplify is the way to go. Sure. You're right. I love simplified technologies. That's why Bitcoin rules, blah, blah, blah. Little things. But I was like, basically, their standards are set so low, you already can break the standard they're set to, that there's no real reason for it. So I was looking at Falcon, and like I already broke Sphinx. Like I have a full manipulation of Sphinx. I can completely control Sphinx in a way that makes, like, it's illegal what I'm doing with Sphinx. It should be. It's not, but it should be. Like, you can be like, well, I want about this byte size, and well, we can adjust Sphinx to do that. I mean, I think the lowest I can get that bitch down to is like 88 bytes. I think it was. Like, it's the lowest I've gotten it. It's like, man, I can only go lower. But Falcon, there's this issue with Falcon, and it's all of these PQCs have a buffer problem. No one, like, they put in these basically like these math systems that will, normally the math works out right because one value is always larger than the other. It's like a really important part of all of this. One specific value has to be larger than one other specific value. And it's always going to be like this for a series of values, so you have this chain effect that ensures a proper output. Don't do that. Guess what happens? Proper output changes. So I'm like, when I was looking at Sphinx Plus, I was just like, oh yeah, we can just go down, not go up. We can go down. Which means that we have one spot where it's normally like 4-3, or no, it'd normally be 3 or 3-4 in a certain set, parameters. I give it the opposite. I literally just like flip these two things. I'm like, I want it. Normally, I would give you value A and value B, well, I'm going to give you value B as value A, and vice versa. Fuck it. And it does the job. It allows me to, like, absolutely control the thing down to specific value byte. It's like, oh, well, down to, I think it's 37 bytes or something like that. I can control how much of that we are adjusting at a time, which can allow me to basically guarantee, like, I can't guarantee the exact output. I can't say, well, the output will be XYZ. I can go, the output will be within the range of X and Z. I can do that, okay? So then I can say, well, I want to control the range points between every fucking character. And I do. I don't care. I just do it. It's mathematically controlled. And I change a 1 to a 2, and boom, completely changes what it does. So I'm like, well, Falcon has the same issue, but done different. And when I say done different, I mean done fucking different. Because we can manipulate Falcon without, with just the manipulated Sphinx. Like, Falcon works in a way where if you have like a hash output or whatever, blah, 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 you can basically feed that as like an entropy. And if you're feeding it the exact same entropy over and over and over, guess what? You know exactly what's there. Now guess what? Okay, now we can control the entropy input for Falcon. It's already set up. You can already do that. Like, it's already a guaranteed thing. Like, I can already do that. It's just a natural thing. No, I don't gotta cancel no checks. No, about like, to do the thing I'm doing with Sphinx, I have to turn off a whole bunch of security checks built into the protocol. I gotta turn them off. Alright? Yes, you can. I know, like, I was in a fight with somebody and they kept yelling, you can't, it's in the protocol, you can't take it off. And I was like, yes, you can, it's a 1 or a 0. And he's just like, no, dude, it's in the protocol, you have to go through it or consensus won't complete. And I went, consensus doesn't fucking matter. Shut the fuck up. And see, that's the thing. A lot of people in blockchain, a lot of people in cryptography, fucking stupid about. They're like, well, consensus says, guess what? I don't want to follow consensus. Fuck your consensus. Fuck your NIST, fuck your standards, blah, blah, blah. I can just do this shit on my own. And that is what we're doing. I'm like literally just telling the program, fuck your consensus, do what the fuck I say. When every time it expects a 1, I give it a 0. Every time it's like, oh, at this point, I'm expecting A, B12. And I'm like, nah, it's actually DF22, bro. And it's like, but I'm not supposed to accept that. Well, you're gonna accept it. Alright, you got it. Let's go. And we just keep going. But like, so I can just tell Falcon, okay, here's my entropy, 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 here's my entropy. And it's the exact same entropy. I just have to remember how many times did it take to do that. Now, anything I put inside, anything I put in here, when I sign this bitch, I'm gonna get everything. And if the thing I'm looking for is the entropy, okay, maybe it's not in plain text, maybe we do a couple of things to it, and I have special wrapping procedures for this types of things. I mean, I invented my own hash compression system called SPXQEC, and bitch, I went back to the drawing board on this. I've been talking about for years I'm going to go back to the drawing board on this, and I went back to the drawing board on this motherfucker. Dude, like, oh yeah, I'm not even bonking, but dude, oh man, I went to the drawing board, I redid SPX, I thought about this long and hard, I got an A on my side, and I was like, hey, blah blah blah, and it was like blah blah blah, and I was like, no, I don't like that, but I do like the ideal of that. And so I really fucked with it, worked hard on it, and came out with an output, and we are ridiculously, like, I think previously it started off at like 50% compression. Sometimes we hit 90% compression automatically one pass. And this is a multi-pass setup where we can pass this shit through it like multiple times and keep compressing. And now I'm like, whoa, single pass, nearly 90% compression. I think it's like 88, 89% very first time. And then the last time I ran it, I think it was 91%. And I was just like, dude, like, Falcon is perfectly designed for SPX QBC. Like, for superposition text, quantum entanglement compression, it's perfectly designed for it because it uses a ton of pattern-based repetitional output. Well, what do you know? I have a specific way to map that shit to a generic principle. Like, remember earlier I said protocols don't fucking matter because you just tell it no. You just give it a 0. Fuck it, right? Well, a principle's a little bit harder to do that because, well, it's like, okay, it's like this. Protocol, you tell it no, it says okay. Principle, you tell it no and it says, well, hold on now. You get what I'm saying? It's slightly different. It seems the same, but it really isn't. And so I was like, you know, how do you mathematically make something a principle? The same way you do a protocol. Order of operation. So then I had to figure out, okay, well, how do I ensure the order of operation? How do I do this? How do I do that? And that was when, you know, I went to the AI. And Brock was like, well, we got this thing here. You got this here. We can just do this there. And I was like, that's stupid. You're going to talk about inflating, you're talking about using swap tokens with inflatable swap tokens? Are you stupid? Right? That was my whole thought there. I was like, what? Basically, what that means when you have swap tokens, you're basically saying, I want to put this in place of that, and they have the chance to inflate. Well, that means that you can randomly take out like 4 characters and put in 60. Like, you can actually make it large accidentally. And because this is being done like dynamically, randomly, on the fly, you know, you can't tell. You would have to like go by hand and check shit, and it takes a long time. Hang out. Well, I mean, put it to you this way. Falcon is so broken that you can take predetermined, free-form hash of my hybrid Syncs Plus with it's 105 byte output. We take the first 93 bytes, and then we do something with the last few bytes, what we call a view. And we would do something like that, and we can basically, that alone fucks with it. That alone fucks with it. And when I say fucks with it, man, I mean like, I was wrapping stuff in Falcon. We didn't actually need a key to open it. Like, okay, this is solid cryptography. We're doing an actual handshake and all this other stuff with post-quantum mechanics, post-quantum cryptography, and using not even like standard classical cryptography. We're using post-quantum cryptography, like straight up all the higher end shit. We're shaking 256. We're SHA-3ing. We're doing all this super stuff that's supposed to have like super secrets and stuff, and you can't unlimited hidden reveals and all this other stuff. And I'm like, why am I able to sign with this and just unlock it? Because I have a preform patch. Like, I was literally using this preform patch just for testing, okay? Just so I didn't have to put in the key system right away. That was it. And it accidentally showed Falcon's fully broken. So if you were going to use Falcon by itself, it's already broken. Sorry. Actually, now thinking about it, there's someone on Twitter I need to hit up and say, hey, you might want to watch this video. I kind of generically accidentally explained how Falcon is completely broken. Because I could create signatures with it, wrap shit up in it, and do it in a manner where I was able to, I had to think one second, I'll look into that one. But I had it, I can do this in a manner where I can actually open it just without anything. Actually, I don't need anything to open it. I only need the preformed hash to create a problem that allows me to do this. And it's like, that shouldn't happen. But the problem is, with post-quantum mechanics, is it's using something called lattice seeding or lattice cryptography. It's basically like, the whole ideal is, well, you're doing diagonals, and if you're doing a diagonal, it's a up and down in order to do it. And I'm like, okay, I look at it like this. If you play chess, there is the queen main, or there's the knight main, right? And I'm sure I'm using the wrong term, so if you're a big chess player and you're hearing me say this, and you're like, I don't know what you're talking about, give me a second to explain myself, alright? So, there are some people where they do a lot of their moves with the queen, or they do a lot of their moves with the knight. And the reason why that is because almost any move a queen can do, a knight can do. One's diagonal, one's left and right. Now, in this scenario of actual chess, there are some caveats, because a knight can't just go one up, one down. It has to do one more than the other. One has to be more than the other, right? And in lattice cryptography, it's like one has to be double the other, something like that. And a lot of times, well, that's where the fault is at. If that's a rule, right? It's a protocol rule. Well, I don't have to follow it, right? Well, if I don't follow it, guess what? Now your entire thought process, your entire system just broke in my hands. And a lot of people go, well, the point is, you know it, they don't, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, okay, here's a NIST standard pick saying, how did I open it without any keys when I'm supposed to have keys? Because it has repeating entropy? That don't make any sense. And to my mind, still, right now, this makes no sense. You know what? We're going to play as a pink bush. So I think this pink bush, did better on this stage. I can't remember. But the idea is we are going to use this Nukem blood tank with as many characters until we find one that works. Basically, this setup is a good setup. It allows you to adjust your build per character to have a good flow for whatever you really need. The problem is, it's really hard to start. That was the whole point of the Nukem build, was getting the Nukem build to that point where it does what you're wanting. It's really fucking hard. Like, you gotta get your main weapon up to like 8, you gotta get all this other stupid little stuff. It's actually really difficult. And so I was hoping this would make it a little bit easier, and in my testing it did make it easier. But it's not much easier. And keep in mind, we are doing a hard stage. Not good at this stage at all. And we're doing that on purpose. Gotta get better. But, yeah, so... but yeah, we're just like... stupid stuff. But now we're at a point now where, okay, I have this stupid project I'm working on, right? And I'm like, okay, basically I created a post-quantum cryptography folder. That's the basic way to describe it. I ain't getting into the details, because there ain't much, to be honest, there ain't much details for it. Normally, something like this, I'd be like, there's a list of pages and pages and pages of information I want, but there really isn't. Like, this is done simple, this is done stupid, and this shouldn't work, but it does. And basically, I can wrap stuff into a container, create a container using Falcon. Now, but you remember that entropy thing I was telling you about? Well, we put the exact same entropy in there over and over and over. It fucks with it. Well, basically, things like this, it creates a little pocket. And I can fill that pocket with whatever the fuck I want. And for some reason, because it's entropy and it's not your secret, it's fully revealed all the time. Like, I guess they were like, well, you have so much entropy that the end point of your entropy view container is not all at once viewable. Okay, well, the entropy I'm actually adding in there is just the same thing, like 1,000 times, which means that I can view a couple of hundred of these at once in my view container. And then it's now it's, I can see whatever's in there. I can see it. right? So I wrap the files first, I wrap the folders, I just wrap what we're putting in there. No, really easy way. And then, like, we put in that little pocket we made, and now we can use cryptography to verify it's in there and some other stuff. So we just basically have to adjust the cryptography stuff. And this allows us to basically do, like I said, post-quantum cryptography folders. I can mathematically split them, I can mathematically merge them, I can mathematically change, like move the stuff around and stuff. I can do it mathematically. I can't see what I'm doing, and I can't do this, and I can't do that. But I know it's happening because the output says, you know. And then we use SPX QEC to drop this huge output down to like 50 threads. Insanely small. And it's like, it works like magic. It freaked. But SPX, I remember the first time I wrote the first version of the, I think it was the binary checker or something. It was just like one point of the process. And it worked so well, it was fucking creepy. Like, that shouldn't work like that. How does that work like that? Why does that work? Because it's all math, right? And it's like, wait, what? No, wait, but yeah, it's keeping track of this mathematically. It's keeping track of this mathematically. And it was just insane. Well, so we're just doing some more. Just doing it some more. So now we're taking stuff and we are putting stuff into a Sphinx plus hybrid signature. Okay? And all that means that when we sign for it, it opens. So now we have a way to like transfer shit. Like I can basically create boxes, put them in a Sphinx plus wrapper or hybrid signature, and transfer it. And because these things are dramatically smaller than like the Sphinx Plus output or whatever, like it just works really well. I can transfer multiple things into a single Sphinx Plus hybrid signature, and like it's just like, what? How? Well, I tell you how. But it's boring. But I'm glad it works. Now I'm at a point where, you know, like I was like, well, we got to make it a little bit more secure, right? So we put in a real cryptography password system. Yeah, my post-quantum cryptography folder has passwords. It has simple, basic passwords. Now we put a post-quantum cryptography hybrid twist to it, but I mean, still, you put in the thing. It basically does a one-way, like it does like a SHA. They guarantee a single type of output, and well, that's within certain ranges when it's valid. We also do a signature to validate as well. And I have a view system where basically like you can take a set of keys, you can put stuff into a Sphinx Plus signature using, well, it's a Sphinx Plus thousands, so it's a double hybrid. And basically what that does allows you to put an extra layer of shit in there, and we're using that to transfer certain things. But like, I was saying like you can put a password on each individual thing inside there. You can put a password onto the folder. But then like you can make anything, right? And then we can pass it through the Sphinx Plus system plus Falcon system to where it outputs a password. Now keep in mind, this password is actually like remember earlier I was saying there's a way your proofs, you can do fake verifications. This is a fake verification used as a user. So basically what that means, having a malformed key or something like that doesn't create a false verification. It's not a false positive. That would just come out, it would just tell you, nope. So, getting one that has basically nothing inside of it, sometimes just create an MP signature and stuff will create one of these. But the actual output is specifically designed. So, like, we specifically fuck with this output to where it will validate, it will sign, it will do certain things. But because of that, it has a specific output point that we then can say, oh, well, you know, like, well, I guess not we, but the cryptography says, hey, you know, that's not really enough to do anything other than just look and sign. So, like, we can do stuff like, I can send you anything. I can put anything into a Falcon, right? Falcon container, and I can send it to you, right? As that, and I don't have to send you the actual signature. Like, I don't have to send you the actual thing that opens. You can just open it, okay? But say it's important, okay? Well, I can, believe it or not, separately or at the same time, and I'm working on the whole at the same time one. Like yeah, I can do it where at the exact same time I can just send you the key. So when it just opens, it will just open, like, for anybody. Like legitimately has the actual key for the second part built into the first part to where it could open just for you, right? But I'm building this system to where the endpoint, where the file or whatever the thing is we're sending is supposed to go to, that endpoint is part of its signature. So I don't have to actually send you a signature, but I send you a signature proof that when it gets to your endpoint, you take a specific part of your metadata you're producing from your device, and it, you create a signature with it. You sign it with this proof I sent you, and that creates the signature needed to actually open it. And the thing is, I don't even know what your part of that was. I only know what the proof I sent you was, and I don't really know what that is. All I can do is say, I know for sure I sent you a proof. I can't tell you anything more than that. I can't tell you anything about it, what it is, what's inside of it, none. I can't even tell you that if I've seen it or not. I really can't tell you shit. But that proof has all the knowledge built inside of it that you need. Maybe not all of it, but all you need. Right? So, for my stupid video game, right? My video game, the one I'm building, these containers, well, there's a way to turn it into a coin, where it's basically 3 containers built into one pack. And depending on what kind of signature you do with this package, will determine your output. So we can do things like, we can create role key signature types, where, I can sign in a way that allows me to have a role 0, the master role, or role 22. Nowhere near the master. You know what I mean? Like, I could be a standard user, the 21st standard user, or, like, I could be a program asking to use the database. And so now, like, these containers can start with doing a lot more. They can mix and match. Because again, mathematically, you can do this stuff, right? So we can use Peterson templates to now create full-on processing for everything. Like, for example, we're talking about a game, right? We're not just talking about, like, holding the financial value within items and financially processing that through just a basic cryptography handshake. No, I'm talking about by being able to track the world global economy inside of this video game per person individually using a special signature that just works. we can put that signature as a metadata for all the items. Now, each item can individually track the global economy. Now, it doesn't actually know what the global economy is, so it just kind of has like a snapshot the last time it saw the global economy. And every time I do anything with anything, I put an item in my book bag knows the global economy. The item I picked up off the ground knows the global economy. So the two different global economies. When I put this item in my backpack is going to be aware of this new global economy. Okay, I just put the item in my backpack, and guess what? My backpack and my item just updated the global economies from each other's basic, and they created an average and the output, and then they have two different outputs that generally get closer to the same. Now, the more items I put in my backpack, everything in there updates equally and in equilibrium to themselves, creating this magic special scenario, or it's actually a complex. The technical name is, in the scenario that we're doing, it's a financial complex. It's actually the market value of your stuff, right? And we can take this further and further and further, and that's the ideal. Okay? How much further can I take it? However I want. I can determine the HP of, like, for example, the sand golem we have, right? We can determine the HP of the sand golem through a series of handshakes, and not actually knowing what it is. That's the secret. We don't actually know what his health is at any point in time. We don't even know how much we're taking out. But through these handshakes, it will dilute down, and the data will slowly go down. And because we're spending his HP, and that's kind of the secret here. We can mint, spend, burn, and transact anything. Well, that anything can literally be anything. It can be the numbers of how many bullets are in your gun, to how many points are in your HP, to the stats in your character, to what stats are in your character. Everything. And then if we have everything can just be transacted as a simple handshake, well, what if we just keep wrapping shit inside of wrapping shit, and we get it set that we have like a global handshake, and we do one handshake and one other handshake every millisecond or less. Like, how about this? About every 20 planks we do a handshake. Okay? It takes about 10 planks to do the handshake, so every other handshake's worth for handshaking. Cool. What are we doing? Updating the game in real time about every third of a second or less. Less than a third of a second. Way less. Like 30th of a second, I think. It's closer to. It's like insanely fast, and it fully updates everything. I'm going to play as Clint. I think this guy's one. I think he would do a really good job, because he's got these guns with the bounce, the bullet bounce. I know, I've been talking a lot. And I have been playing. I know it doesn't been looking like it, but I have been playing. I'm telling you, this Nukem build, it's a bitch to get set up, but it's fucking worth it. You just got to get it set up, okay? 44, 44, 44, 44, 44. Count 1 for 44. I didn't get that. But, so I'm working on this stupid idea, stupid process. That's what I'm doing, okay? We're going to be able to have all the game assets be handshakeable, validatable. I'm not sure how far into it we are. Well, I have a program. I think it's already on GitHub, QC assets or something like that. Yeah, it's already on GitHub, QC assets, that allows you to basically take anything and turn it into a validatable, handshakeable asset. Yeah. So now you can like have you could release a game that is literally one file. The whole game. One file. Okay? Now I know some people are probably thinking like, so what? You know, when you do something, try it. Built-in DRM, but you don't need an actual DRM. You can do all local handshakes, all local processing, and have a as if online experience. we can reduce the amount of actual internet calls dramatically by having free-form hashes and having these systems, this wrapper system, and this specialized container things, the Falcon entropy error, the buffer problem, right? We're just abusing that buffer problem to such a high degree that it fully breaks the system. Now, I've probably said it like a shitload of my life. I am not a fan of like quantum mechanics in general. I'm not a super fan. I love it. But like when we're talking cryptography and stuff, I believe that there is a reason why classical cryptography is being used the way it's been used for such a long time. It's really fucking good. Okay? It is. It is really fucking good. Okay? It's just this simple process, and again, it's one of those with simple rules type thing. Right? And I am now doing, like, one of my hybrid signature, for example, it is a combination of classical cryptography and post-quantum cryptography. It's like, really is the type of signature that we do with that. My hybrid signature, it's in the middle. And I had a couple people like really trying to ditch me out, calling me a basically saying, well, this kind of breaks the idea of post-quantum mechanics and blah, blah. And it's like, no, it really doesn't. It doesn't break the idea, what we're trying to do. It does keep security there. It's very secure, like, you can test it. There's NISTs, like, there are tests you can just download and run on it, and it will fucking validate. You know what I mean? Like, it's actually really, really good. Problem is not what you would expect. That's it. I really like this song. This is a good song. Control plus dance. 218. I never did get that one from 44, or did I die? Did I already die? I might have died. Yeah, I died. But yeah. I'm only spending so many hours per day on the build right now. But I will admit, I probably the last 3 days in a row I got 3 hours of sleep a day. Even like to the last night, I got 3 hours of sleep. Because I've been just going so hard on this fucking thing. Like the QTC asset thing, it doesn't have, like I said, like it doesn't have the cryptography, it doesn't have all this other stuff. It has different stuff, homebrew type stuff. Oh, I picked the wrong thing. Well, we gotta live with it. Okay. And yeah, it's just been insane, and I'm wanting it to get it done. To be honest, I was trying to get it for some reason in my brain. I was like, oh no, I'm gonna get it done before Monday. And to some degree, we're getting a lot of stuff done on it really fast. And I say we are. I'm getting a lot of stuff done really fast. I'm actually super slow at coding. This is something a lot of people don't understand. It took me 2 years to code out SPX, and it didn't work properly, right? Now we have a version of just the compression system that not only does it work like perfect, it works better than ever. Not only does it work better than ever, we can even change the base. Like, I now have a program that just does the quantum entanglement compression system. I have a program that just does that. And like I said, I can change the base of what we're dealing with. So we can go from like binary, trinary, any kind of base, all at the base 92. Yep. Now, to be honest, this system is designed around base 91. So using base 91 as your base on this will result as the very last value being exactly 1. Oh, yeah, good idea. How do I still not have? Oh my gosh, it went up. Dang. Barely missed on that one, huh? But yeah, so I just want to get it done. I do want to, like, I guess you can say, like, I've been also at the same time doing stuff, trying to get the 3D change perspectives, and I've been writing, like, the next episode. And I'm not saying I'm writing the next episode. I haven't actually been writing it. Normally when I write an episode, you know, I have a notes page, and I'm writing notes, and I'm writing stuff down, and taking stuff, and getting my links, and I'm not doing any of that. What I mean, like, I have an idea of what I want to do for the next mini-series. I've been liking the idea of doing, like, a little mini-series within the show, so I'm thinking that's the direction I'm going to go. But that way, like, I can control what the mini-series is. But I guess you can say I have an idea of what the next mini-series I'm going to do is, but I don't know it might change my studio, because I use the digital studio, avatar, I'm going to change it up. I've been thinking about changing to using just a PNG avatar, because, well, my computer is having a hard time running the program. I got more dependencies working better, and I got a better driver for my GPU, but I still can't play Oblivion. I think my avatar went at like 8 frames per second or something like that. It's super slow. And then, like, if I run it by itself with nothing else, I can get it to run right almost in real time. Almost in real time. And so I'm like, kind of sucks. But I just don't know. Like, for 3D change perspectives, running the avatar shouldn't be a problem, whatever. Like, it's set up right now that if I need more processing, the avatar is the first thing that drops out is processing. Like, it's one of the first things that loses its ability to do what it's doing. Because I don't want OBS to drop out. I don't want, I'm doing 3D perspectives, making stuff on a web viewer, so we have a web view output, but I don't want that to drop. I don't want to lose my nodes. So it just made sense that people would make a bits from it. So thinking about all these things, and I'm trying to figure it out. It's like, what would help if I could just get that would help, but I can't. So I'm like, all right, we gotta figure out what else can we do in order to make this more of the experience. Blah 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 blah. And that's what I'm doing. Just don't know. Cool. But yeah, I don't know. Just kind of, it sucks, but at the same time, it's like, it is what it is. Like, the part that sucks is that I just have to go through this work. Gotta figure this out. I don't really know what the end result is gonna be. Normally, I have like an ideal of something. I don't have a clue. You know what? I'm gonna get Thorns. It keeps pushing it on me, and I got all the wrong stuff this time. I'm just gonna do it. We got the completely wrong setup, but I ain't gonna lie, it's been kind of, it's been doing the job. But we're good ways into this one. Holy crap, we're good ways into this one. I'm just now looking and we got 3 minutes left on the timer. I've barely seen anything. Holy crap. I don't even know where the boss is at. And well, one of the cool things is, like, when I've been doing my training on this game, I've been doing more where I don't pay attention to the timer. And there was one time where I was playing, I had a session where I think I was like 3 or 4 minutes after the timer got done. And I was like, wait, I haven't even found the boss thing yet. And I was at like 10 minutes after, and I finally found it. I was like, I get so far in the fucking corner. So it was like, I never made it through the boss door that day, but I was just like, maybe I don't need to go to the bosses as early as I used to. We're about to though, because I got like, we're about to get a couple of mini boss, and both of those are really good. Get the barrel, fuck it. We're gonna wait for the mini boss to pop up, and then we're gonna hit the thingy and just go for it, because it'd be 2 minutes of madness. Alright, here's the mini boss. Let's grab that. Drop down. Let's grab this. Go, 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 go. That didn't take very long. Nope, that did not take very long. Whew. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't smoked a single one yet. I normally have already smoked one by now. But I just been talking. I was wanting to get it off my mind. I really appreciate for anybody who sat here and listened to me kind of go off about this stupid stuff, post-punk cryptography and stuff. But like, the thing that I like, I love cryptography, I love quantum mechanics. I don't like the way people look at post-quantum mechanics. The concept of lattice cryptography is neat, but at the same time, it's stupid. It isn't logically actually new cryptography. Okay? You're taking more steps to get to the same point. Like, we can take classical cryptography and just increase its entropy point and get a similar output as post-quantum cryptography. I honestly think better wrapping and better layering of cryptography is the true way to protect against quantum mechanics. The problem is, I can't get other people to see it that way. Other people think, oh nah bro, it's the stuff that all these really smart math people say it is. And I'm just some idiot that likes playing with numbers, likes putting stuff into hashes, and I make all my own personal hashes, and I just have fun. I don't give a fuck about what the smart people say. I give a fuck about what my outputs say. That's the only thing I'm going off of. I'm going off of the output. Fuck what the smart people say, man. I'm dumb as fuck. And I'm doing stuff that people have told me is impossible. And that's my point. Maybe the smart people aren't looking at it the same way. Like, every time I give AI and my code about the fun, it always says, oh, this is very artistic. You know one thing it never says? The cryptography isn't solid. It never says the output is not secure. It never says that. You know what it always says? Well, it ain't standard. So we can't, we have to use something else to validate. We have to use something to validate. Alright, let's validate it. Does it validate? Yes, it does. Alright, so it's good, right? Yeah, it's validated. I really like this song. This is like one of those ones where I was trying to redo a DJ Akira song and mix it in. Like, trying to redo one from DJ Akira Tokyo 2000 mix. And, like, as an homage, because I really love those songs. And then I mixed it into what I was already doing. And I got this output. And I got a couple of songs like this. Really enjoy it. So I was like, fuck, keep it. Now, do you guys see that? Do you guys see that? Like, I keep getting that. It's a artifact. It's a it's a GPU artifact. I've never had that before. And I don't know if like the payload workload of the game is just getting so increasingly more difficult that my GPU is starting to fail, or is my GPU just starting to fail? Like, I know like my vapor chamber's already been fucked for a long time, like a couple of years now. So like, I do know like I have cooling issues. We have like I have like ramp and stuff, but like we got stuff to help with that. We use a metal body to help. So basically help with that as well. And we do a few other things. But maybe it certainly did not be enough. Whoa! Look, one shot me. Just like one shot me. I wasn't perfectly full health, but that was still, I think, more than the health I have. 40, yeah, it was like 47, yeah. More than the health I have. This is why we gotta get armor or something, man. I think near the end of the song we're gonna go back on the playlist and we're gonna play my song. It's literally about me. It's actually I wrote this song like the one I'm gonna go back on listen to. I wrote it in like 2015, and it was like I was just starting to code again on because I didn't have a computer, I only had a phone, and I was just starting to code again. I was starting to code private paper. Now at the time it wasn't private paper. We didn't have a name for it. I was doing something just for shits and giggles, and it slowly eventually turned into private paper. And the way that happened was like someone else was like, "Hey, look, man, I'm on this thing, and man, I just keep going. I cannot live today." Roadkill, you're still in the chat, bro. Listening. Thank you. That's what's up. Yeah, I'm going at it. Not doing super well in the game, but you know, I'm just like, F it. I'm still giving it a shot. Doing it anyway. But we're gonna go. We're robbing at this bitch. She's actually something good. But yeah, so I've just been working really hard on that. And so I'm hoping, this first week I wasn't planning on doing this at all. I was planning on doing, updating my servers and stuff. My wife's really mad that I'm not doing the servers like I'm supposed to be doing. And I was like, well, it's just my first week into, technically vacation. And it's not actually vacation. It's just, me trying to figure it out, right? But that was the whole idea. I was gonna, because me working on stuff, it's like that natural, when I have a problem, doing stuff, certain things like with my hands and stuff, makes a difference. It allows my brain to think. When I'm doing stuff that involves my brain thinking, I don't always think because, my brain's thinking. Preoccupied. Alright, we already started another song. Yep. Go back. We're gonna listen to this. And I really want to make this a full album. I know it's the starting one is just about me, but the style of music, I want to make a full album of this style. I love this style. It's like folk, jazz, techno, metal. Love it. 52.
Walk in a pool of nuclear waste water in a circular bottle pile. Stumbled away, lifting bacterial glowing Jaeger. Dead only seconds, proofed with fleshy color, still showing through.
Yeah, I already couldn't tell you what the number was by that point. Sometimes I forget the things I say immediately after I say it. But it is.
Learning could be more, but terror breaks the horse. Remove the resistance and shuts their doors. I'm infectious with my raps peeking. If you get too close green, you'll be glowing. And in my life wasn't the goal.
Grab that because I got the value for it. Sometimes I won't see those again if I just pass them up.
Infectious with a deadly touch, Jaeger wasting and there was an electric hush. Finger racing machine. What happens if a necro longer touches the digital screen? What happens when Jaeger pours a lost the mind?
Sorry, I'm just getting my hair. Get my own fucking hair. Keep in mind, I wrote this in 2016. And back then, I was already admitting to people, well, I don't use this thing. Because I was already inventing my own, at the point that I wrote this song, I was working on what turned into private paper, so I was doing basically for media hash manipulation, where I was trying to figure out what all could I wrap with base64 and to get the output without it being destroyed, and how to do more lossly wrapping and things like that. How could I do it without losing data, guarantee data loss, no data loss, and stuff like that. And I was fucking with the checksums, and websites kept telling me that I wasn't something didn't follow the standard, and it would pop up and say, oh, you gotta be careful, blah blah. And so I was like, well, fuck that, fuck your nitty. Well, I'm still saying it. Okay, look, I'm getting my ass handed to me. Get my ass handed to me.
Could be more, but hordes breaks walls, remold the resistance and code out the doors. Locked up forever, but finally being heard now. That's why I'm talking for. I'm infectious with my rats peeking. If you get too close green, you'll be glowing. And in my life wasn't the goal. Not everything's
Armor, why not? Yeah, fuck it. Okay.
Shaker wasting, drizzle than there was an electric hush. Finger wasting machine, I can travel, cut a judging machine. What happens if a necro record touches the digital screen? What happens when copy kills the mind? Digital to precise power.
Oh, hey baby. Sorry, the puppy just came out. She's saying hello. Puppy wasn't letting me sleep last night. She didn't want to go to bed. Normally the puppy has her own bedtime. She puts herself to sleep at a certain time. Love. Always we've been using that as like a super helpful for the past how many weeks we've had her. I don't know, we got her like I don't remember 8 weeks. I think she was 8 weeks when we got her. She's 25 weeks tomorrow. So, good number of weeks. And it's the first time she didn't just immediately close her own bed, go to bed. And she stayed up 3 hours late, or 4 hours late actually, like really late. I was super tired, like, puppy, I'm lying to get another 3 hours of sleep. I need to go to bed, bro. I've been up late, hamming out. I've been spending like 21 hour a day working on this fucking shit. Like, I've just been working. Motherfucker, trying to get this shit done. Like, every time I get like a project that's something in my head, just like, I need to do this. Like, for some reason, I just can't stop. but I can't get myself to stop. It's like I don't want to stop. I can't get myself to stop, and everything just drives me further to it, pushes me to do it more. Like, for example, last night, so my dad had some issues. Oh, Dad, I'll show up. We can help you up, after you get off work, blah, 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 blah. And then, partway through the day, he was just like, no, I'm just not in the mood today. I'm all right, go tomorrow, it's my show, whatever, I'll be over, we'll do this. And then, well, what did I end up doing yesterday? Working my ass off. Worked so hard, get myself a headache, I had to take a nap. And when I say take a nap, I couldn't even take a nap. Dog wouldn't let me take a nap. I ended up just like rumbling and messing with the dog. The dog fucking with me the whole time. And, it is what it is. I got no problem with that. Had a great time. It sucks in some moments, but it's fine. Welcome to having a problem. But, I just want to get it done. I want it to be done. I want to be able to say it is done. And see, the problem is, though, like my PQE asset, my QTs, my post-quantum cryptography assets, isn't done. Like, I know it's there, it does all the work, it's really fancy, really cool, blah, blah, blah. It ain't done. And see, that's when I started doing the parts I'm doing now, which is that whole BCH thing, right? Oh, BCH really compatible, so let's do this, blah, 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 blah. And it's kind of grown on me, and it's starting to become the folder thing out of nowhere, right? And, but I'm like, if I get this done, and I can get back in, I can put this in QT assets, or QT assets, and then basically, because, the way it's basically the same program, I just have to adjust a couple of things, and then it should just work. Like, it should just automatically give it these extra whatever. It's like, right now we have something called vanity addresses. Now, the vanity addresses, this thing, it's super common in, like, cryptography and stuff. There's a way to attempt to get a prefix that's specific, or ending, or suffix that's specific. And I had found a stupid way to store. Remember I was saying earlier, we need to know the number of loops of how many of these exact same entropy things are built and put into the Falcon or whatever. Well, I found a stupid way to hide that inside of vanity addresses. So, like, you can put in whatever front you want, and we can secretly hide in a check system inside there. And so that's what we're doing. And so it's a little bit different. Normally, you are adding a buffer to your cryptography to basically, like, X turns into F and F turns into 27. These little things. So then you just go, well, based on that, I would need to feed it this stuff to get this out. Like, there's a guy that does a lot of work in Bitcoin early on. He has the vanity address Ninja 1. Right? So there's a lot of people that used to say, well, yeah, I use Ninja 1, blah, 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 blah. And all his shit's really fucking good. So, and it's a vanity address. And that used to be, that's how entities worked on Bitcoin back in the original days. That's what we used to do. We used to make a vanity address, and then you would use that as a seed collector. And that's something that I think HD wallets made a little bit easier. Because I remember it used to be stuff to make like multiples of the vanity address. Or you had like I think I had a file that I would then run through this one program, and it would output vanity addresses, and then I would go through those and find one. That's how I run it. I don't know how I don't do like other people. I literally just do what I want. Literally. When it comes to cryptography, when it comes into digital security, like, I know this isn't the way to do it, but I just do whatever I want. Like things I care about, like, oh, I want it to work, I want it to be secure, I want it to know, XYZ or be reversible or whatever the thing is I'm trying to do. And so I'm like, that's the part I care about. The part I don't care about is, I guess a lot of it comes on like, well, I don't care what other people think, as long as like it works and shit, like I don't give a fuck, like, that's the part that matters. So like, you know, and I'm really glad, like I submitted something to the Bitcoin dev thing, right, and they basically laughed at me, basically, like the guy put me on blast, some other shit, and he never publicly said anything to reverse it, so I'm like, yeah, anything I do at that point there is pointless. But I needed to hear what he had to say, because he basically said, you know, respond to this, blah, 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 or don't, you know, or don't trust you or whatever. And so, basically he's saying if something he said is incorrect, I could respond. So I did. And I was like, hey, I don't have the ability to be able to explain this to you. I don't have those sort of skills. So I can't tell you what I'm trying to say. You have to look at it. You gotta figure it out. And then I was like, I'm just literally trying to help. Like, I'm not trying to be whatever. I'm like, look at it. Just look. They won't look at it. Okay? The problem is, there's like 3 main programs. The whole thing works by you send stuff through program 1, and then you get an output that you then use on program 2, which gives you the hybrid, which is the hybrid signature. And that hybrid signature output now can be used in the 3rd program, which is standard cryptography, to show you that it does work with different kinds. But that standard cryptography also produces real quantum outputs to show you how it also still works with real quantum outputs in the future. So it's like, I found this perfect middle ground between classical and hybrid using Sphinx Plus that work with Falcon, 6 Plus, Kyber, and a couple of other non-NIST approved QQCs. And I say a couple, and it's like 12. 12 other ones. Shit. To be honest with you. It just fucking works. And it's this magical number that is called 93. Okay? It used to be 91. Okay? Don't be 91's a really good number, but apparently 93, whew, it's got this tiny extra little bit there that doesn't run itself. It really is the number between classical and post-quantum. 92 bytes. It's a magic number. So if you use base 91 with base 90, well, if you use base 91 with a 93 byte, you end up with a small percentage overlap. So minute that, well, we use QEC to just remove that minute possibility. Like the overlap becomes, it doesn't matter. And normally when you say there's an overlap in the base, it means that there's a chance of breaking. Okay, so basically, one of the things that you want to do is you want to run through a base like over and over and over to have a lot of chance of collision. Normally, higher chance of collision equals better cryptography. That's best way to do it. More randomized possibility of output than more better. So I'm talking about reducing the reversing that. And now we don't really want a whole lot of overlap with one opposite. So it's more of a one-way, but like guaranteeable one-way. So there's something about that. Now I'm not actually doing that, but like I'm just pointing out that there's something magical. I'm actually doing base 3 on it to a 93. We used to do base 2 to 91, base 3 to 93 is just beautiful. It does this thing that is just insane. And it's the thing. It's like, okay. But getting other people to look at it is the problem. I don't know like right now, I'm just gonna. That's why I think that's why my brain was like, well, let's put this on the game thing. You know, it will help me there. Or save a lot of coding. Trying to figure out. I suck. Like when I say suck at Python, like I used to do the Python like practice codes and stuff for stuff to try to learn it, and it still won't work. Just doing exactly what it said in the book still won't work. And so like I'm like doing stuff with JavaScript, giving it to an AI, and like now I need to put this in Python, and that's fucked me over a couple of times because it's like, well, I can't really, I don't know, I might be able to read part of it, I might be able to understand something, I might even be able to follow large portions of the code, but you know what, I can't actually read the code, I can't actually validate the code, I can't actually guarantee the code, because I don't know Python, and it's written in Python. So, the game, the whole game thing I'm making, I have to have AI write it. I don't know how. Like I can do it in JavaScript, but then it's not going to be as secure or as. And I say that because we're doing a game. There's a lot of game mechanics that breaks the security inside Python, including sideways processing. It basically takes the security in Python and makes it none. When you sideways process, you actually dissolve the security inside JavaScript almost completely. That's why normally you need a sandbox, a JavaScript process before you sideways check. Holy crap. These guys are not going to let me go touch that little thing and get the box. They're really not going to let me get that box. Like, I'm like, hey, let me go touch the thing. I've been trying to get that thingy for like a minute now, man. God damn. These guys really don't like it. Okay. Alright. I'm screwed. I am so screwed. I am never going to, I don't know. Well, you know what? This run is a little bit different. We're getting somewhere, but we're not getting anywhere because I lost the ability to control which direction my character goes. Alright, we're no longer controlling where we're going. I'm trying to get the box on the wall and it won't let me. Let me get that box, bro. Well, I want the box, man. Come on, how about you? Hey, there's a boss in the sky. Oh, it's Anubis. Oh, let's run away. More HP, yeah. More HP, bro. Get him, get him. I can't control where we're going, but we're still in the fight. Holy shit. See, this is what I'm saying, man. The setup is good. It's really, really good. It's just hard to get set up. I didn't get set up soon enough. So I didn't get to the boss soon enough. I was kind of lollygagging. I was talking. Goofing off. And I ain't gonna lie to you. If we can get the boss killed, there's a chance. Okay? If we can get bosses killed, there's a chance. I had a game of practice before with this setup. Although I had thorns, not armor at the time. Where it was like this, and I had the bosses out or whatever, and then finally, like just going like this, like just being pushed around. I eventually accidentally killed him, and after about 10 minutes, I ran into the portal, and I was like, "Oh, there it is." I was like, click the button as we were passing by it. I'm gonna try again with him. Black Fox, bro, is like and we got black metal, like, we might as well, it's actually speed metal. We're doing this. We're leaning into the Black Fox. Let's hope we get a holy book. See, this guy's actually holding like a holy book. So let's hope we get the holy book, because the holy book's really fucking good. Oh, I love this song too. Hold on. It's got a good violin section. Nothing. I'm like, I think that's what's playing right now is the fiddle. I can't figure out if that's actually a fiddle or a guitar. I can't remember. Sometimes when I make these songs, you know, because I'm like not actually paying attention to myself through the sentence and stuff, it's like, some of these are AI output. No, I always edit the output, so I mean, like, it's always got my hand touch to it. And I always write all the lyrics, so, alright, we're playing a game. Let's talk about the game. Because, I don't know if you guys have been noticing, but I do this thing where I jump, and right before I hit the ground, I hit and slide. And I slide for about a half a second. Somewhere between 1 and 3 frames. And then I jump again. And we get this push of momentum slowly, eventually. And as long as I am turning while I do that, well, guess what? We get speed. You can even get speed up the hill here. Here it is. Listen to that button. Oh, I don't care if I died. We're going back. We're gonna get Chad. We're gonna do an actual. We're gonna do it again. We started off with Mega Chad. We'll do another Med Chad. Let's do it. Mega Chad, motherfucker. You know, this is one of, okay, there's only, like, all these are done. Got one left. Got all of them left. Okay? So, sorry. This is where we're at. Only one way to get better. And it's going through the, it's putting your head against the wall and just pushing through, trying, and do it. Oh, my bad. My bad. There's a pot right there. And on the pot, Ooh, shotty. So, let me explain to you why this setup is actually good. Alright? Aura does like per second basically damage to everything in the world. Okay. Then we get the shotgun, which is the closer they are to you, the stronger damage. So it's a close range. Then we get the dice, which exits from the person. Okay. So it can be used close or far, which is positive. But being directly from the entity is important. Means it can be used as a protection service. Kind of like the shotgun, at the same time, it can be used like a shield. If we get enough quantity, it can like literally just shoot anything as it gets close, right? So the ideal is to get the quantity high enough to where dice and shotgun become a shield measure, while aura is also a shield measure. Now, dice has this unique property where when dice hits anything, it rolls a dice, and if the dice that it rolls hits on 6, the crit chance of dice increases. So it slowly increases its own hit chance, and then you end up with like hundreds of percent hit chance or crit chance on dice, which then like dice that have 0 damage can end up doing like tens of damage, which then you get dice up to tens of damage to do hundreds of damage. You know, and it's like it just extrapolates quicker. And then the way that works is, well, the more quantity you have, the more chances of 6 you have. It's kind of like a Bitcoin miner by throwing dice. Well, that's kind of how Bitcoin mining really works. Is exactly how this character, like how not just this character, but how the dice system in this game works. That's actually how Bitcoin mining works. That's a good way to describe it. If it hits 6, bro, you get crit chance. Okay, and the more those you throw at a chance, the higher, the higher that crit chance get. And then getting a block is like basically getting a full crit. That's a good way. That's a neat way to explain, right? So that's the whole point. Now, when we're using this character, we get an extra slot to choose from. We choose the blood mark. We could choose the lightning. We could choose other things. Brain is thinking. Give me a second. And the reason why I always choose blood mark is it's another hit point. Like, it's not from the character, so it immediately applies to characters anywhere, and it has a chance of stealing health as it does damage. So, yeah, right? Duh. So, I mean, like, that's why. Lightning one is really good to get too, for the fact of, like, it applies directly onto the character, but it has duration. Now, they ain't both work with duration, so, like, the higher duration is the higher chance of, I think, the possibility of getting more life steal or something. I can't remember. I know life steal you get over 100%, you have more, basically it's like having, like, a number allowance of how many times you can life steal at the same time. And having over 100% is by every 100% you have another chance. Oh. I was like, wait, I didn't come back over here, and then I looked at the thing, and I was like, no, actually, I did. There's a thing over here. Right there. And if you're wondering, like, why do sometimes I just wait on the boxes, I normally genuinely try not to open up boxes for a while. It is, I don't know, I guess it's just what I've been doing. But I seem to get better pulls from boxes when I do that. Or another thing I like to do is I'll skip 1 to 3 boxes. So randomly, I'll skip between 1 and 3 boxes. So I'll do the box. Don't get it. 1. And I'll purposely highlight boxes, 1 to 3 of them, and then I'll pick them. And I have to get much better out. And, I don't know why. Like, it's just something to do. And then if I see like 3 or 4 in it, bundled together, I kind of want to do those together. I don't know. Let's do it. I couldn't exactly see, so I was like, just spam it. Fucking spam it. Now, I will admit, getting the thorns, it's not a shield. So if you can get your HP up high enough, thorns is like a really neat one to have with your stuff. So look at this, we got bloods, we got lifesteal, right? Oh, no, thank you. So per hit, so anytime I get touched by an enemy, I do thorns. Well, that gives me a chance of life. Alright, and so it might not be a shield, but sometimes it can prevent you from getting touched twice by this intensity. And with bosses, you run into them sometimes to do massive amounts of damage or have, like difficult stuff. One of the reasons why I like the Athena, because she has natural thorns. And I just do the same with her, I just run into everything. I love it. One of my favorite characters, her, Ninja, this guy, Nelly, and Dyson. Those are my favorites. I like a lot of the characters too. I probably have a smaller, I don't like list of characters. I don't really care for the guy on the skateboard. I don't like the way he moves around. I don't like the skeleton, the guy. I'm also not a fan of the monkey, but I do sometimes use the monkey to goof off, and I do have a lot of fun. You know what? We might just do him. If we get a good settle, if we get a good round, we'll go play. Okay? If we get a good round, we'll go play. Even if we don't go through with it, we just get a fun round. I'll go play. We'll have another fun round. If we're not gonna get any further, we're just gonna have some fun. Fuck it, let's press some fun. Go ahead. I got 15 rounds. So if we have a good round, might either last the whole 15 rounds. Need to get energy board thing. We need to get that energy board. We got Bob. That or Bob. Bob's another one to get. But no, we need to get the energy board. We really do. It's really fucking good. If you're wondering why I keep hitting those things that give me more bosses to fight, I have to get used to it because I gotta do a thing with the ninja eventually where we have this many bosses through, and we go through and we defeat the regular boss at that point, 11 on the sand. So now you have the portal boss. You go through the portal, whatever one of those. We just gotta defeat. We gotta have 3 So I gotta get used to it. But the real reason for doing it, and I'm dead serious, the reason why I want to do it over and over again, 5 or 6 times. is more guaranteed like boxes. So, free boxes. Damn, that's the one I was afraid of losing. But I was like, I need to get the XP. I need XP. Shit. Shit. Brr. Man. Like, I got nothing to hide behind on that thing. Oh! I did not mean to even... I clicked on... I don't even know what I clicked on. Oh, that sucks. So, I don't know. I have a clue what I'm about to get. Let's find out. Ice. Okay. Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I lost a little bit of evasion for some ice. Nothing wrong with that. Oh my gosh. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, that's why I was saying yeah, because I noticed that. Yeah. 20% off the top. Alright. Save that bomb. I was trying to break the pot. Oh well. That's good, right? If anything, this shows that doing the Nukem build on Mega Chat, the Nukem of the chat of the characters, really makes a difference. It basically doubles your lifesteal and doubles the chances of increasing your health. And we have Blood Mark. Oh, not Blood Mark. We have this axe thing. I didn't even notice we had that. So now all of our lifesteals act like Blood Mark, or like Blood Magic. So they all act like that. And then Blood Magic also basically has a higher increased chance of that happening. Which basically what we're talking about is health stolen stays prone. Or I guess it's a 5% chance of when you steal his life from killing enemy guys. Your actual health stays with like a fucking HP. Really fun. I need that ghost. Like I was really wanting the speed a little bit, but I was like, you know. I used to think the burger was like a bad one to get. And then like I was having a bunch of games where I was playing just the very first level. and I'd get to a point where, you know, I got all the ghosts and stuff on that and stuff. And so, like, the burgers were keeping me alive. Like, I was in a corner, I couldn't move, and I found out, well, if I just kept jumping, I would eat burgers that were laying on the ground. And so just sitting there going like this was keeping me alive. And I was like, man, how many burgers did I have? And I had like 5 or 6 stacks of the burger thing, which means like you have a higher, you know, just get more droppings or each kill or whatever. Crazy. We're just gonna keep rolling into that. Wow, I'm surprised I survived that. But yeah, it just ends up being like, whoa. Did I just use something and not realize I had that thing? Did I have the hourglass? Rodado or whatever it's called? I didn't think I had it. I must have, because it's in action. Let's see. Opportunity. Yeah, stunning shield. I got some armor already, which now just increase a little bit more. Next time I see an armor, I can grab it. About to get crazy, guys. About to get really fucking crazy. Yeah, just an extra experience. Increase level a little faster. And really just more experience on the ground. Alright, getting that knockback there. Quantity, lifesteal, I'm all over the map. Not good. And we have beefy ring ball. Yes, we do. So getting more HP does increase attack power. So every 100 HP we have increases 20% of our attack power. Well, increases our attack power by 20%. And so obviously having a whole lot of that stacked real fast on 5 would be really nice. But anyway, that stuff is really good. So 500 HP, really good. Like for example, we just reached the 300 over line, and now we can use their attack by 20%. Again, nice. Hey, whoa, I hit the button. You guys saw what I saw, but I saw the portal. Alright, I need to seriously open some boxes. Thank you. Okay. Now when we do that, that thing right there, a little bit of extra, because we're going a little bit faster when we do that, we have to increase our attack count. Basically, just increases our highest attack possible. Increasing speed. We got Coward's Cloak, which also increases speed and does permanent when you do certain stuff. Alright, you get boxes and then go towards the boss. Like, we're at that point. Dead serious, we're at that point. Going slightly the wrong direction, it's fine. Oh, what the? What the? Lately I've only been hitting the top 30, so this is about not as good as it could have been. Look at that blood mark. Highest DPS was blood mark. Blood mark is pickup, yeah. That right here is just axe, that's right. Or it's an action, whatever. And then Soul Harvester, that's why it's super good. Slutty Cannon. Now, getting that as a regular weapon is nowhere near as good as getting it as a pickup. And that's good for most items. Look at that dice. The dice only gets better slowly. The longer you go, the better the dice gets. As you can see, it's doing better than Blood Magic. You see, my aura is at level 10. And I'm only doing, 36,000 damage, but that's because almost nothing at that point is getting into my ring. So it's this build is set up so good that's why, for a long time I stopped playing with the aura ring, because I was I could just replace that with lightning or something else and have a higher DPS because it's not directly around me. But having that, getting aura really early is really fucking powerful. And then, like, just getting aura slowly, it actually makes it wider and wider and wider. So if you get it up high enough, you have a ring wide enough where that's no longer a true statement, and it gets back up there really quickly on the list. And so it comes to really important setups. Look at this flex. My flex has better DPS than Thorns had, but Thorns still has pretty damn good DPS. I say that, meaning like the damage is insane, right? 3,565 points of damage for DPS. That's heavy hit. It means like everyone who touches me is taking a lot of damage. What it really is. But as you saw, we got to a point where that doesn't really happen. That's why, like, I keep changing out what that one extra one is. So the setup is HP, Bloodsteel, Quantity. That is the tank setup. When you want to tank something up, you get HP, you Lifesteal, and Quantity, and you can tank through anything, okay? And then you change out whatever that last one is. A lot of times they get cooldown. Like, for example, Mega Chad is not one to get cooldown for because he has nothing that actually, like, his main weapon doesn't get affected by it. So I chose Thorns. I probably should have picked Armor. You know, maybe I should have picked something else. You know, like, I don't know. But it's just like, this setup's pretty damn good. And then having the shotgun, aura, and the dice as a combo is insane. Because it basically doesn't matter if your main character's weapon is a short or a long range or on point distribution or from point distribution. It's gonna, like, it won't matter because this is basically the aura ring and the shotgun becomes a armor around your person. And then the dice slowly becomes this, like, insanely heavy hitter that if you get in, like, you don't, like, look at my dice, it's almost level with my aura, right? If I had my dice at level 10, I'd be destroying things, just be ripping through, okay? If I had my dice and my shotgun at level 10, I'd be just, everything in my way would just be destroyed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would be insanely powerful. And then this beefy ring is just like this magical thing in the side that I never really talk about. It's so fucking good. One time I had 3 of those, and I had my health at 500. I was ripping. Nothing was stopping, bro. That's like one of those situations where you can become like top 1%. Imagine if I had my health to like 1,000, and I had that thing. I had 3 of those, right? It's 20 per 100, so that'd be 30 per. Oh no, 60 per 100. God damn. All right. Thank you everybody for showing up. I really appreciate. I'll see you guys next week. We're gonna be playing again. We're basically gonna be working on this build for a little bit. We're just gonna be fucking with it. I really, like I said, really appreciate everybody for showing up and coming in and having fun. We're gonna go ahead and pump out for a little bit.